Hi everyone, we're back with exercise 23-17. This is dealing with that factory overhead variance corrections. And factory variances overhead variances can be a little funky because we've got that part that deals with our idle capacity. But what they're telling us here is that the data related to Shonda Enterprise Incorporated's factory overhead costs for the production of 100,000 units of product are as follows. Variable factory overhead 458,000, fixed factory overhead 494,000, and the standard rate for both fixed and factory overhead, both fixed and variable, is 132,000 hours at $7.30, of which $3.50 of that is for variable factory overhead. They tell us that productive capacity at 100% of normal use was 130,000 hours, and the factory overhead cost budgeted at the level of 132,000 standard hours was $956,000. So based on these data, the chief cost accountant prepared the following variance analysis. So here they show us that the variable factory overhead controllable variance, they give us actual variable factory overhead cost and then the budgeted at 132,000 hours. And they did that by taking $3.50, and multiplying it out times the $132,000. There was a variance that was favorable of $4,000. So when you're filling in your homework, in this little table, it says the variable factory overhead controllable variance. So variable factory overhead controllable variance they've given us that, and remember that if it's favorable, we've spent less than we expected to, and they've proven that is $4,000. So you just have to bring that down from the problem. Then they want you to calculate out the fixed factory overhead. And if you're looking here, what they did here on the homework is they give us the normal productive capacity at 100%, and then they say the standard for the amount produced would be 132,000. So we had a productive capacity not used of 2,000 hours, right? And then they multiplied it by this $7.30 rate. But that's not correct for what we're looking for. We're going to look for the fixed factory overhead volume variance, which is only, again, based on capacity. And how we're going to calculate that out is we're going to take these 2,000 hours that we have left over, and we're going to multiply them by $3.80, which is that full factory overhead rate of $7.30 minus the variable component, which is $3.50. And that's going to give us $7,600. And that's also going to be favorable, right? Because we used less hours than was at the standard of 132. So we're going to put this in here at $7,600. And then when we add the whole thing together, we're going to, sorry, I should put the F's there. We're going to add the whole thing together, which is going to give us total factory overhead cost variance favorable of $11,600. Let me put that over here. Total factory overhead cost variance. Now, it's important to note that it's really this controllable variance that managers have something they can do over. All of the fixed factory overhead, those decisions are made far in advance, and it takes a long time to actually be able to make changes. You really have to think ahead on that strategic planning. And that's how you do 23-17.